We're here to talk about local problems, and the session started off with the bill that we've got before us now is the $1 billion road and bridge bill. There's nothing more important that we need to do today than create jobs, unless it's fix some of the bad roads and bridges in this state, and it does both of those things. But the key point: everybody gets their fair share. It creates jobs and repairs terrible roads and bridges. We've got over 1,400 bridges in this state that the school buses are prohibited from crossing. It's critical that we do something about that in order that we can continue to recruit industry and bring jobs into our state. And they say if you've got 13.4% of the people unemployed, there are that many people that are underemployed, working part-time or 2 jobs. So we're talking about a quarter of our people here in the county either underemployed or unemployed, and that's not acceptable. We can't, as leaders, waste any time in not doing something about it. We've got to redouble our efforts and do that. Let's be accountable for the dollars that you all send to Montgomery. I'm going to come with an accountability package of bills as quick as I get the road bill through. And first, it'll stop no-bid contracts. We're going to make government more accountable, or they call it transparent, as to how we spend, the governor spends, all of us spend your tax money. So we're going to try to save the state money by bidding the contracts. In essence, when you make that money be spent in the state, we save or create jobs. Education budget, terrible shape. Our education budget is just, and it's because income tax, sales tax is down. See, when you've got this kind of unemployment, government gets a real double whammy. Instead of those 6,500 people that you saw here in DeKalb, instead of them paying income tax, we are paying them to be unemployed. So instead of them paying into the tax coffers, we're taking money out of the tax coffers that they're not putting in. So it's really, and it makes it just really, really difficult on budgets. But now let me tell you one thing for certain. When we leave Montgomery, your budget, the Alabama budget, will be balanced. We're not going to borrow money, prop it up and play games like they're doing in Washington. I don't believe that we should do that. We'll take the pain that we have, whether it be in the education budget or the general fund budget, and we'll endure that pain in the year that we incur it. You know, what the alternative to that, to not doing that, would be to raise your taxes, and we're not going to do it. So we'll just have to struggle and share the pain together. But there are little indicators that the economy, and it's not going to roar back. I don't expect us to be back where it was in the next few weeks or the next few months. It may be, God only knows, 2 or 3, 4 years. Just hope and pray that it gets back there. We've got people here in Fort Payne where we all feel like we're all DeKalbians. We're not. It's not mountain versus valley and valley versus mountain, and we've got that kind of harmony. And you can accomplish so much more when you have that kind of spirit and that kind of working relationship. And we have it. But it's something you have to continue to work on and foster that relationship. But I want to have this industry roundtable. We're talking about folks from all over the county, and I want your input as elected officials, how we can continue that relationship, but the things that we can do as public officials and that I can do assisting you all to, we've got to get our local people stabilized, stop and stop the bleeding, so to speak. Let's open it up now for questions and comments. Yes, sir, Mark.
It's good to hear you talk about the budget, because one concern we had was election year coming up, entice a rosy budget, and then things get tough and we have to pay more. So it's good to hear you talk that. But we appreciate what you do. You're a friend to us and everybody in this room. And if it wasn't for you, there's many field houses wouldn't be added on to, or stuff getting done in the school system. So appreciate what you do. I got to go.
Thank you, Mark, and I appreciate the good management. I understand that you got to get back to your job, but we need that kind of discipline and management across the board till we get out of this. Coach?
One more point of emphasis, the charter schools. I'm a little worried about the charter schools.
Now, let me tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to start charter schools till we can fund the schools that we've got.
Of course, you're very much aware of this. You helped us head it up, but our new jail and our animal adoption center and our code red, thanks to all these mayors and councilmen in the county and you for everybody working together, we made that work. It's all paid for.
It's working well, is it?
Works real well. All of it's paid as we go, except the jail.
Your animal shelter, I think, has been a great asset to our county.
But none of that could have ever happened without all of us working together.
The system you all have got, that code red, well, I guess the only thing we need to do now is, like you said, raise awareness and get people to be on it, because they'll get a telephone call when there's alert, right?
Exactly.
And can they do cell phone or landline?
And not only that, if that thing calls you, you better get on the bed, because I mean it's headed your way. And a lot of times these warnings we get, they'll say for DeKalb County. Well, a lot of times folks are beginning to turn a deaf ear and say, well, that's somewhere else, not here. But if that phone rings, you know it's serious.
It's coming right at you.
That's right.
But let's see, that's just that's good leadership, and that's more about cooperating and taking care of the people, and that's what we get elected to do. And that's what fosters this relationship that's important that we have in this county, because us pulling together, if you just talk about all the things that we can do so much together, much better together, that we can't do pulling apart. And for too many years, we didn't pull together like we're doing now, and I'm real proud of every one of y'all and all your elected officials, Judge, all of you participate. Mayor Travis, too.
I got a question on this TVA money that's still going to South Alabama. Y'all any closer on getting that money?
That's a great question, a great time to ask it. McLaughlin, the House member from Gunnersville, he used to handle this, so he came running up the office and he said, I've passed the bill through the House to get back the rest of the money that we're due in North Alabama, and if you'll pass it through the Senate. And I told him, I said, it's a terrible time, but there's never any time too soon to correct a wrong. So I think we'll pass that, and the governor will veto it. We did it last year, and he vetoed it. And he vetoed it on the last day of the session, and we didn't have time to override him. But we'll override him this time and bring the rest of your TVA money back to our counties. Good question, Mayor. Great timing on that. Other points?
I'd just like to tell you, Senator, we appreciate the job you do in representing
Thank you.
DeKalb County and all of us, and that working together, I think it means a lot. That
we as elected officials, whether we be city, county, or whatever, we got to learn to work through stuff. We don't have to 100% agree, but if we can get up in the 90th percentile agreeing on stuff, now ain't that a blessing? And we work together. David?
Lord, just one thing, I know we've got to go. Thanks for all you do for us. Our mayor couldn't be here
Thank you
today.
all.
But I think one reason that we have such a good working relationship between all of our towns is because of meetings like this, and you insisting that we all get along and work together, and we can see what we get done. So I encourage you to keep having these meetings, and thank you again for what you do for us.
We've been trying real hard to communicate with folks and make sure that we're available. We've got a new website that has much information on it, and that's it. If any of you would like to go to it, and I ask you all if you will give us your email address. We'll send you updates during the session and as we're doing things, so we can communicate, and we want to hear from you.